need measurements. They can't be measured.
I know it do what I do, and it does what I do on a ball.
Religions don't get measured. Now, where's the curve measurement again? Repeat that again, what you said.
We don't need one. They do what they do.
Religions don't need measurements. Thank you. You said enough. You said enough when you refused to get a ball and look at a spinning ball. When you refuse to get a Foucault's pendulum and know what a ball does to ever even learn what a real ball does with a pendulum on it, you have mental problems. Why the fuck's the ball gonna lie to you? What, you think the ball's gonna lie to you? So all these guys aren't gonna lie to you that you've never met, that are getting paid to set some dumb shit up that don't make no sense. But a ball sitting there by itself, you guys declare as a liar. But all these guys getting paid checks bigger than you aren't liars. Come on now. Yeah, the ball's getting paid to lie. I forgot.
D-Mark, if I post an experiment in chat, will you look at it?
Sorry, you got your little... If it ain't no ball with a pendulum on it, suck your grandma's dick, man. Fucking weirdos.
Okay. So is that the only thing you'll accept as
you
globe
fucking
proof?
retard,
A ball with a
nothing
pendulum on it?
retarded motherfuckers can't follow English. You don't know English is like your third language.
I'm following English. You're not doing a good job at like responding to the things I'm saying.
Yeah, you're a fucking retard. You need to get a ball and a pendulum. We don't need to respond to nothing, weirdo, who doesn't know what a ball is. Step one, get the ball. You'll figure that out real quick. Then get your
the only thing you'll accept is a ball with a pendulum on it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what you're accepting. You think you live on a ball, don't you? So let's see what
I know I live on a ball.
Prove it with a ball then, bitch.
No, you need to disprove it.
No, that's not how it works. Burden of proof is on the people making a religious claim. It's not my religion.
It do what it do. It do what I do, and it do what I do on a ball.
I know flat Earth is fine. Flat Earth is fine without you knowing how a ball works.
No, it isn't.
You're good.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is, weirdo. You don't know what a ball does. You don't even know what flat Earth does. You think flat Earth is a ball. That's why you're fucking.
No, you need to show off flat Earth. You need to get a flat Earth and then put a Foucault pendulum on it.
If you don't got a ball working nowhere, shut the fuck up, flat earther. You couldn't be a glober. You can't be a glober without a ball.
I have a ball.
Yeah, cool story.
It do what it do.
Yeah, apparently balls don't do what they do because you won't let them, and you think they're lying. This ball doesn't hold water, but you say it does. Why are you a lying cunt? Why are you lying? You lying bitch. Why the fuckers like you lie? The ball is doing what it don't do. Don't hold water.
No, the ball do hold water.
No, show me where a ball holds 8 inches of water stacked on it.
It's below your feet.
Yeah, cool story, bitch. That's what I thought. So we'll need 8 inches of water stacked on a ball, please. Cool storyteller. None of your fucking shit makes any sense, weirdo. You can't even stack 8 inches of water, let alone an ocean piece or anything else. A lake or anything else. If 8 inches is too hard for gravity to fucking manage, it definitely ain't managing lakes. Gravity can't even manage a meniscus to fucking flatten out. Isn't that meniscus supposed to flatten out with the rest of the curve around it? The flat horizontal curve table, you declare that? Everything's supposed to be curving on your globe, ain't it? That meniscus seems to pop up and say, fuck your gravity. It makes a big bubble. Isn't that weird? The meniscus even says, fuck gravity. You can't hold me down.
If the Earth is flat, why does the meniscus go up? Stupid.
Because it's on a flat surface, and that's how you stack water. You stack water on flat surfaces, stupid bitch.
With a meniscus. You stack water with meniscus.
On a flat table. It's on a flat table.
With meniscus.
Put it on the side of the ball.
With meniscus.
See it on the side of a ball, spinning. Don't talk about my flat table, bitch. It's working just fine, and the meniscus sits there just like it does in reality. You got a spinner meniscus.
Why does meniscus go up if the Earth is flat?
Spinning meniscus.
If the surface of water is flat, why does the meniscus go up?
Nah, don't worry about flat Earth no more, non-globe steel manner. Let's still man the meniscus on this spinning ball.
You've got the Earth is flat,
In a
but the meniscus
vacuum.
is going up. That's kind of weird.
Earth's flat. We know.
Can't be flat because the meniscus goes up.
No vacuum. No pressure. All we need on Earth is temperature to hold stuff.
Why does your meniscus go up, D-Mark?
Because that's all it does on flat Earth, because gravity's not real. If gravity was real, it'd be smashed flat, horizontally curved. Remember, like the other water, flat?
But it's not flat.
That's because gravity's not working. Something's wrong here. They're supposed to match.
Something is wrong here.
All
the water's flat, but there's a
water is
meniscus.
supposed to match globe water.
What the hell? What's the deal with the meniscus?
Equidistant, equal. Sea level equal. All drops water. Equal on globe. Not the case, bitch, as you see on my flat
Meniscus isn't equal. Meniscus goes up.
Just seen on my
Why
flat
meniscus go up?
table. You
Surface
have
of water flat,
water in
but
my
meniscus.
2 liter. You have
Flat
flat liquid in my 2 liter. Flat liquid in the water bottle, and the meniscus is a bubble.
It's not flat. The meniscus
flat
goes
Earth,
up.
where water do what it do anywhere it does.
Water do what it do.
Shit.
The meniscus
On
go
flat
up.
Earth, yeah.
Can't do that on flat Earth.
Not rotating.
No, can't do that on flat Earth.
Not on the side of the hill. We don't stick water
can't do that on flat Earth.
to the hills. We don't stick water to the sides of hills on flat Earth. Demonstrate your globe magic. Come on. Come on, demonstrate your globe. Look at that picture you got. Ain't no fucking, where are the hills at? They got water stuck to them on the sides. Now, little micro guy, zoom into where you are. Look for all the water sticking to the hills.
How can you have hills if the Earth is flat?
You don't see any water sticking to the walls of the buildings? Can't be on a globe.
Can't have hills if the Earth is flat.
Bullshit. My sandbox has got everything, baby. Hills, mountains, valleys, and the water is still horizontal and at rest. Isn't that crazy?
And there's a meniscus, and there's hills. Can't be flat.
Yeah, we got it
flat
all
Earth
on my flat Earth. Don't worry about my flat Earth. I don't need excuses. Everything works on my flat Earth.
You're making excuses right now.
It all works on my flat Earth. I didn't make an excuse for a meniscus. You did.
You made an excuse.
No, I didn't. It's doing fine.
You said the water's flat.
It's not getting
and horizontal,
gravity.
but the meniscus isn't flat.
There's no gravity. No excuse gravity. No gravity fucking with my meniscus. No gravity fucking with my flat water that's different than the meniscus. If gravity was doing its thing, they would both be meniscus. Gravity is not here. Stop making globe excuses for my flat Earth. It's not real.
Your flat Earth's not real.
The globe excuses.
Your meniscus excuses.
Yeah, you're the one that said gravity does that. Show us the meniscus lake, you weird bitch.
You're crazy.
Don't got one? How's it going to be easy when the lake's lower than the dirt? It's not above the dirt, you weird cunt. Are you fucking retarded? Where do you guys come from?
Can't be flat, you oddball.
So we're looking for your 20-foot tall lake with no water supporting it. Where is this at? We'll take a look at your meniscus lake. The Lake of Miniskonia. Surely there's got to be the Lake of Miniskonia in Antarctica where it also freezes, frozen, curved. Surely we got to see some frozen, curved fucking water.
Where's the Lake of Miniskonia on flat Earth?
Where is the Antarctic curved water where you can go stab?
If there's no gravity, there should be meniscus everywhere.
Solid curved water. Where is it? What? Globe water can't freeze? Damn, now gravity stops water from being solid and frozen too. Now you can't stab the curve. Motherfucker, you guys will do anything you want to make an excuse to stop us from stabbing that curve.
Meniscus is curved.
Yeah, we're looking for meniscus pond.
How can you have a meniscus pond on flat Earth?
No, that's what you got on globes.
No, you need meniscus pond.
No, you're saying meniscus for globe.
No, you say meniscus for flat.
No, I'm saying on a little table, a little drop of water will make a meniscus. I didn't say that's a lake. You did.
He did.
You
No,
said
you said
no.
that.
You're saying that all water has to act like that. I'm saying that water's only going to act
you
like
said there's
that.
meniscus because there's no
Don't
gravity.
tell me what I said,
So all
bitch. I'm
water should have a
telling you right
meniscus.
now what I'm saying, weirdo. Shut the fuck up and listen.
You need a
On
meniscus
this
lake because
table,
gravity isn't real.
on the table, when you put a little drop of water, that's got fuck all to do with anything but what that little water does on flat Earth. It's going to sit on that flat table and it's going to be just fine, but it's not going to be equidistant and it's not going to be equipotential. Therefore, your globe is sunk.
You need an equidistant and
You need
equipotential lake.
equidistant, equipotential water curb droplets. Let's
You need
go.
equidistant and
Come
equipotential
on, bitch.
meniscus
Come
on a
on,
lake.
bitch. Come on, bitch. Put up or shut up.
You put up.
My lakes are flat.
Where's your meniscus
Your
lake?
globe lakes have meniscus.
If your lakes are flat, the
Meniscus
Earth can't be
only
flat.
comes with drops of
You need a
water.
meniscus.
Only drops. You are fucking slow, brother. Get your kids
You're
in
slow.
here.
You need a meniscus
Get your
lake.
kids
Where's
in
your
here.
meniscus lake?
Hey,
You
little
need a
kid.
bumpy lake.
Only little drops of water make meniscuses.
You need a bumpy lake. D-Mock, you need a bumpy lake. Show me your bumpy lake.
The globe is a meniscus. The whole globe.
Show me your bumpy lake, D-Mock.
The globe is a meniscus. That's what he's trying
You're
to
a
prove.
meniscus.
And on flat Earth, a meniscus shows itself to only be by itself and only do what it does by itself on a flat table, not affecting any other water. He doesn't comprehend this. Flat Earth
You don't
water
comprehend
can
it.
do all different things. We can have flowing water next to
You need a
stationary
round lake.
water, next to a mud puddle, next to a tide. Now you show me on a ball how you have a lake sitting still and then a tide moving rapidly right outside of it and then a waterfall. Show us.
You need to show me that.
Show you
On flat
what?
Earth.
Balls don't exist. That's all.
You need to show me a big round lake.
That's how they work. You haven't seen.
You need to show me a lake going up because there's no gravity.
You haven't seen upside down waterfalls, you dumb cunt.
You need an upside down waterfall.
No, I don't. You do. Mine
Yeah, you
only
do.
work
Because
one
gravity
way.
is not real. If gravity is not real, water should go up. Why doesn't water go up?
Brother, you haven't proved gravity to even make any sense for anything. What are you even talking about?
You need to debunk gravity with an upwards
Yeah,
going
it
lake.
does. It sits level.
No, it doesn't.
That's your claim.
That's your claim. Your claim is water goes up
claim is your
because
claim?
no gravity.
You just said
Your
no.
claim is gravity is not real because water goes up.
You got
Where's your lake that goes up?
Listen,
you need a lake with a meniscus. You need a big meniscus lake.
At rest in a lake. Up close and personal, we'll wait.
Come on, D-Mark. Put up or shut up.
11 miles of water. You need 520 foot of drop. How are you going to prove?
How are you going to prove your meniscus lake?
It doesn't make no sense. They don't exist.
Exactly.
That's
so
your imaginary globe model. It's your globe religion. Stop adding your globe religion to flat Earth. I think you guys always do that. You always add globe shit to a flat Earth. You add gravity to it. You add Coriolis. You add all this dumb shit. Space.
No, I'm taking gravity away from it. I'm taking gravity away from it.
You add an
We need water going up.
flat Earth that doesn't exist. You add sides to flat Earth that don't exist. There's only a top to flat Earth. One way up, bitch. Now, do you have another way up off this globe going horizontally? Can you get away from anything going horizontal? Can you increase in elevation?
Can you increase in elevation on flat Earth?
Going perfectly horizontal. No, that's what proves flat Earth. No, you don't increase in elevation going horizontal. No one can. Not on flat Earth. That's the proof of what flat Earth flat is. That horizontal line is the flat Earth principle. I'm glad we've got to this part.
So why is there a meniscus?
Horizontals are really complex and you don't like them. And horizontals don't increase in elevation. Left isn't up and right isn't down. On your globe, guess what? Left is up and right is down.
So about the meniscus lake.
Globe debunked. Put a horizontal line over it and increase the elevation. Do anything that's real, guys, to prove a real ball, and we'll be done. Quit talking or acting like you learned something from some fucking psychologist that your grandma sucked off, or quit repeating fucking retards or saying shit doesn't make no sense. Always fucking confusing models, with other ideas, with ignorance. Just stick to a fucking ball, steel man the ball, and we'll be done here.
Sorry,
Foucault's pendulum on a real ball. Yeah, Foucault's pendulum. We never got started. We got to get started first. Ball, pendulum.
I don't think we need a pendulum.
We don't.
You just need your religious belief. We know.
No, it just needs math.
Yeah, your religious belief. We got you.
Math.
The religion of math.
Yeah, you fucking weird.
All hail the calculator.
Hit me with the number 5. It's not physical, so it's a religious belief.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, math
The addition,
is a
the subtraction,
thing. Math is
and the
a
holy
mental
multiplication.
construct, not a physical construct. Math can't physically do anything to anyone.
Doesn't make it a religious belief.
Just like evolution, just like Coriolis.
I think math can physically do things to someone, because I think when you try to do math, D-Mug, your head hurts.
Show me what a number 5 looks like. 5
So
of
if you look on your keyboard.
5 of what?
5th row.
5
or
what?
The 5th column at the top.
Column of
That's
what?
Number 5.
5th what?
On your keyboard.
Is there 5 keyboards?
There's at least 5.
I'd say there's probably one in front of you.
Where'd the number 5 come from in nature? When you woke up, where'd you see the number 5 at?
When I hold my hand up, I have a number of digits.
You saw a number 5
extended from my palm.
You sure you just didn't see your hand?
1, 2, 3,
your
4,
hand
5.
turned into a number 5 for you? That's weird. I've never saw any numbers in nature.
Does it surprise you that nobody takes you seriously?
No, numbers aren't real. Seriously. You tell me when a squirrel uses a number, you dumb fuck. Where's the squirrel's pencil and paper for Coriolis? Where's the birds? Where's the bombardier beetle's pencil and paper for Coriolis? The bombardier beetle has to shoot at its enemy. So does the pistol shrimp. So does the other things. They have to be in accordance. They're underwater. There's no refraction they have to account for either, you fucking idiots. So these little animals that are smarter than you retard motherfuckers don't have pens and papers. They don't need fuck math to do fuck all. Neither do the ants. Neither does anything that you guys declare you need as humans with your fucking religion. These ants don't care about your religion. They still get the job done. They do what they do, baby. These squirrels do what they do. These butterflies do what they do. The termites build a building higher than you without math, and they do what they do. They outdo you. Don't fucking laugh at a termite because it ain't got pen and paper, and it outdoes you in building. Learn from it, stupid. Throw your pen and pencil.
You want to put a termite hill 1-to-1 against
squirrel
a
account for
skyscraper
meniscus?
So make confusion. So Confucius say confuse numbers with numbers. Confuse more. No physics. Confucius.
Confucius never said that.
He should have. He should have said you're stupid.
No, they would have laughed him out of town if he said that.
Yeah, they would have laughed at squirrels for not calculating everything, huh?
They don't need to calculate.
Oh, stupid tree. Why don't you have your math? Why don't you have your Coriolis ready for where you shoot your fucking pollen? Stupid ass trees. You just fucking do what you do and just sit there and everything gets done. Stupid trees. You don't got to account for shit.
I don't know what kind of tree porn you've been watching.
What kind of crack you guys are smoking? You're saying fucking birds and bees got to account for Coriolis and shit. And all
Who said that?
Shit.
How does squirrels account for meniscus?
I said without math, nothing in the world could work. Bees and stuff need math. So why are humans using it when it's pointless?
This is amazing.
D-Mug, if you have 5 apples and you eat 2 apples, how many apples do you have left?
Last time I checked, temperature makes shit. Heat stuff up, let it cool down, stretch it out, work it. Fuck's the math gonna help you do?
For the races.
What's math gonna help you do?
Balance your bank account, pay bills, a whole bunch of things actually.
Oh, imaginary
my job
shit.
Every day.
All man-made imaginary shit. Yeah, no shit. Imaginary numbers do imaginary things. Imaginary numbers affect gravity. Imaginary numbers affect time. Guess what numbers can't affect? Steel.
Sure they can.
Show me how the number 5 can hurt this deal.
What do you mean the number 5? When you say math, you're not
That's
just
what I
talking
said.
about
You said
individual
numbers
right?
and math can do physical things. Show
I
me
didn't say
math
numbers. You
and
said
numbers
numbers.
do
I said
physical
math.
things without you, without your
Yes,
mouth,
what an
without
engineer's
your
job
help.
is all about.
What are numbers doing? Without humans, what do
I
numbers do?
work with steel, and half of my
Without
job is
humans, what do
engineering-based
numbers
engineering
do?
behind
Are
the
you
things that I
serious right
make.
now?
I
Can you
don't
hear the
fall on
question
people
I'm
and kill
asking?
them.
Without humans, what do numbers do? All these badass numbers. Exactly. Shut the fuck up, religious boy.
Says the actual religious person.
When liars can't prove their claim physically, they go to math magics. They go to religious claims of numbers. And they say, but this number
No,
says
they
it.
obfuscate.
These numbers say it. You don't believe me? Believe my number,
They
believe me.
obfuscate goalposts.
If this green light turns green, Earth's flat. That means everything else I say is true. Because 1
They
plus
start talking
2 in
about
this
the
green
world
light.
having to calculate
1 plus
meniscuses
2 equals
before
the
YOLO.
green light, not red.
That's
And
what
it
a
equals
liar.
flat Earth. Why don't you understand this math? It's just numbers. What, too complex for you? I knew you guys were dumb.
My understanding of math is far better than
You guys don't know anything about math.
Demo, can you come work for me? I'll pay you nothing, but that shouldn't matter because numbers aren't real.
Yeah, I'll take dollars. I won't take math.
Okay.
So I'll take a pile of green money and keep going till I say when.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'll pay you
we
in
don't
Monopoly
care,
money.
we don't care about the number you end up to. You can end up to $1 million. I'll be fine. I won't even count.
Okay. That's great.
I'll just keep stuffing it in my pocket and keep stuffing it until I say when. And I won't worry about the number, and you won't worry about the number, and you won't have no more numbers to give because you believe in them. And I'll be full of your imaginary numbers in my pocket, and we'll be good to go.
I think that's a bad business strategy.
Then you shouldn't have set it up.
Okay.
Numbers don't help you do
Yeah, it's fine.
anything.
If you want to come work for me, I'll pay you in some arbitrary
No
amount of some arbitrary
matter what
currency.
dumb shit you keep saying, they ain't fucking helping you do nothing, weirdo. Just shut up. No
I
dumb
think we'll both
fucking
be
question.
happy.
You say a piece of paper in your hand is not numbers. It's a fucking green piece of paper.
Yeah, I'll pay you in green pieces of paper.
How
Well, I can
many?
agree to come work for you. How about I'll take a check?
Okay. What
number
should I
though?
put on the check?
You don't worry about that. Don't worry about the numbers. You give me the pen, you sign the check, and then we'll take care of the rest.
Okay.
I'll have a glober that
Well,
worries
you
about numbers.
you don't. Well, how about you don't worry about the numbers because you don't think numbers are real.
My globe
So,
buddy.
Demo, you don't worry about the numbers.
My globe buddy's going to
I'll
worry
give you a
about the
check.
numbers.
I'll give you some green
Now,
pieces of
listen,
paper.
I got my best
Whatever
friend
form you want.
Glober in here. My best
But
friend
just ignore the
Glober in here.
numbers.
My
and then we'll
best
both be
friend
happy.
Glober's going to go over the numbers with you. He worries about numbers. He's going to make the check good for me. He's going to say, Democ,
Why do you care about that? Why would you have a glober look at the numbers?
Because he's
Numbers
worried
aren't
about
real.
them like you. He thinks they mean something. He's going to eat them for dinner tomorrow.
Okay, why do you care what some idiot glober thinks about numbers? Why are you getting your glober friends to worry about numbers?
I'm going to give you the number 2 to drink.
Numbers aren't real.
No, they're not, because you're going to get high off number 2. You're going to get drunk off number 1. You're going to get full off number 55. You fucking retard. They're not real. Stop saying they are.
Yeah, numbers aren't real. So don't worry about the numbers. I'll just give you some green paper.
Drink a number. Get full off the number. Go eat a number.
Too much number 1.
Exactly. Don't have none. They're fucking retardedly arbitrary. They mean nothing until you put a meaning to them for nothing. I want to get paid my dollar. I put 1 on this one. The same dollar bill has 100 on it that weighs the same. That's the same amount of paper, you retard motherfuckers. How does that make sense? How can 1 be 100 and 1 be 1 when they're the same thing? Tell me about numbers making some sense here, paper boys.
You
And
think a dollar is the same as
don't get me
$100
started
less?
on credit. Don't get me started on fake credit numbers.
I say I'd hire D-Mog, but I don't know what I'd trust him to do.
I wouldn't.
I don't think he could shovel shit without fucking it up.
Just trying to help you guys get David Weiss's 300,000 because you know everything and you've proven everything, but you ain't got that.
Well, I don't want David Weiss's 300,000. 300,000 what? That's just a
no,
number.
because you
That's not
love
real.
numbers. Don't you need that
No.
money?
You've convinced me, D-Mog.
So
We
you
shouldn't
don't
worry
need
about
no
numbers.
money. So, like I said, pay me all your money, and that would be a good endeavor because you don't like money.
No.
You don't even want $300,000 free dollars.
Yeah, and you don't care about
You're a
numbers.
weird
So
Glober.
what are we
You're the
doing here?
weirdest Glober I ever talked to doesn't want 300,000. You know how many people kill for
D-Mog, you've convinced me.
300,000? You know how many
D-Mog, I'm
people
with
kill
you.
for less than that?
If you think
Some
I'm
people
weird, then
kill
you're
for
weird, D-Mog.
$15 dice.
I'm with you. We shouldn't worry about numbers.
A $15 dice game
So
people have killed for. Was that a
15,
good amount?
what's
Was
that?
that a good number?
15?
What number's
15?
worth your life?
What's a 15?
$15, $10, what? What's the
D-Mog,
number?
what's a 15?
What's your life number, dude? We're
What's
worrying
a
about these
15?
numbers right now. It's
No, we're
worth
not worried
your
about
life.
numbers. Numbers are just made up. They're just arbitrary.
Exactly. Now we're on the same page.
Exactly.
300 million sperm, and this is the one that made it. There's some numbers for you.
Prove any of that even makes sense. Why don't you prove the sperm that didn't make it out of you and how you know all those little bastards would have been all right if you hadn't made it? How can you prove that they would have even existed as a thing, that's even a real thing? How can you prove you're not the only one possible that was coming? Exactly, weirdos. That could have just been a million little yous. Just a big splash of you broken up into little pieces like raindrops. No matter which one.
That wasn't actually a
it'd be you.
question you just asked, right? Just
Yeah.
a lot of words in a row.
Yeah,
Anyone
how
speak
can you
Demos?
prove
Can
you were the only
translate
sperm
any of this
possible out of sperm? How can you prove there was really millions of little sperm and they're going to be humans?
With the microscope.
A microscope shows you little humans?
No, it shows you can see all the little sperm.
So how did that prove they were going to be humans if you didn't make it? How did you see that you stopped Bob from making it and grabbed him and stopped him, and then Tom made it? And then you let Bob
observe
make
the
it into the next
process.
day. Then you let Bob make it and you seen they were different. When does this happen?
I wonder if you ever explained this to Demo.
So you can observe the process, you know.
Birds and bees.
Well, I mean, if a guy sperms in two different ladies out of one sperm, it's going to be the two ladies that are different about it, right? So the guy's baby should be identical in both ladies, right?
Do you have any like brothers or sisters, D-Mock?
They weren't from the same sperm load. They were themselves. That's what I'm trying to prove here.
Okay, so you think every sperm load is the sperm loads that are unique, not the sperm themselves?
Come out as you. Yeah, going to be as you. Yeah, so if you're going to be a sperm load of a guy, that's what you are. You're going to be a girl sperm load, that's what you are. You're going to be a hermaphrodite. If you're going to be like fucking conjoined, you're going to be twin. I mean, that's what you are.
Don't sperm have different sets of chromosomes?
Yes.
I don't have any sperms.
There you go.
What's a chromosome?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, you've got too many of them.
Number. It's probably a number on a sensor chart, right? Cartoon electric reading.
It's something you've got too many of. Or not enough. I'm not sure which.
So it was just a slow day that somebody let D-Mock off his leash.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Too fucking hot today to do anything.
Yeah, my work is kind of slow going. But it might rain, so might cool off tomorrow, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting rain tomorrow.
You're in England?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Not too far from me.
30 degrees. Horrible.
It's, oh yeah, 30 here too. On that note, I'm going to start closing up shop because I think I'm done.
I mean, if numbers only get you globe technology, shit, we might as well throw them all in the fucking garbage. $25 million years and only a rocket that does the same thing, not go nowhere. Oh, fuck. 25 million years and we still don't know what a ball does. We'll never trust a sphere as far as we can throw it. The Globe quote.
Emok, if you have a bag of glue that you like to sniff, and someone gives you another bag of glue, how many bags of glue do you have?
It's similar to your bag of globes that you sniff, that you won't pull out in front and over. Your secret globe you got in a bag somewhere where the physics work on it. Pull that bad boy out. Pull out that secret globe you got.
If you hit your head and you get a bump, then you hit your head again and get another bump, how many bumps on your head do you have? Emok, you can do this.
If Einstein and all them motherfuckers was so smart, how come they didn't make the airplanes and jets? Retard motherfuckers didn't know how to fly? What a bunch of dumb motherfuckers. Ball physics teach you not to be fucking smart, to not know how to make a car or how to fly. That's some dumbass shit. Talk to the flat earthers, they'll drive you around and fly you.
I think they're doing stuff that was more advanced than planes, trains, and automobiles.
I ain't seen no Pope fly out of the fucking Vatican talking about it's a ball. And they're the first bitches with the ball. Fuck out of here with that. A ball is retarded. They didn't know how to fly when they were on a ball, right?
What?
Flight's been around for at least 100 years. I think we've figured it out, more or less.
Oh, they probably thought they had to fly balls around, didn't they? Bunch of fucking retards. So much for Newtonian physics, it couldn't even fly nothing like a bird. What a bunch of dumb motherfuckers, man. That's dumb if you ask me. Some dumb motherfuckers back in the day. Bird flies
Yeah,
right past them and they're like,
I
I'm
suppose.
fucking retarded. I can't fly like
Yeah,
a bird.
planes should flap their wings. It's definitely how they should work. They did it wrong.
Planes don't flap their wings. Helicopters spin their blade. Did you know that? That's a moving part. Check
Is that
that
what
shit out.
birds do?
So we can have moving parts, motors? Damn. Newtonian Einstein didn't know about motors and moving propellers, a fucking stick spinning? Oh, way beyond his means. Too smart for him. A spinning
Yeah,
stick. A
I
fucking,
think they use
a
numbers to
fucking
make a
tree lets
helicopter.
down. The fucking tree lets down leaves that do that. How come Einstein couldn't mimic that, the dumb bitch? He's dumb.
they actually did have planes
Or
that did
Newton.
flap their
Where
wings.
was
They did
Newton's
have planes that
helicopter?
flapped their wings. They did
Newton had
have
a
planes that
helicopter and a
flapped their
jet.
wings.
Did
Hello,
Newton
Ginger.
have a ball jet and a ball helicopter flying off gravity juice? Apparently, he
Obviously
doesn't
not.
know Newtonian physics. If you can't use
Yeah, I
them,
was
you
just
don't know them. You can't put them to
yeah,
work.
I
You
was
don't know them.
okay. I was just going to say that
Do you know the
they did have.
physics of a motor?
They
Do you
did.
touch
Hang on
the
a minute.
motor?
Can you not hear me, Denmark? Can you not hear me? Can you not hear me here? I was just trying to say to you that they planes that did and they flapped the wings off the planes. You know, shook itself to pieces. So they did try that design actually, but it
They
wasn't very
can.
successful.
They can use
Yeah.
that design. You're just not supposed to use aluminum. They're retarded, Jim. That's all. They're retardos. These dudes are fucking
Yeah,
retarded. We
this
got a
was
bunch of
wood
fucking
and
retards trying to use steel and
canvas.
aluminum to flap and to retract and do all
Yeah,
this shit. If you want to make a bird, you'll use silicone.
yeah. Well, they used canvas, didn't they? What they used for sails and wood to try and mimic the bird with the flapping wings and that, but it flapped itself to death basically, to destruction. Wasn't
You
a
think they
very good
use
design.
numbers when they're making these planes and helicopters?
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got to use numbers. How would you know your lengths and widths and heights, thickness and stuff like that? Mind you, you can make it on the fly without them, and then that would be known as real trial and error, wouldn't it?
What do you think about that,
So
D-Mark?
you could construct without numbers, but then you'd be in the realms of trial and error there for sure. You'd have to make little templates and then use those templates as your measuring tools. That's easy to do. So that you get some kind of uniformity. You'd make templates and then you'd use your templates to help you along during your construction phase.
We got flying squirrels. You just need a little bit of skin or leather, and then you'll be good
There
to
you
go.
are. Yeah, there you are. That's it.
Or a lot of hair. Hair will statically electrically charge and it'll lift you up too.
Yeah. And before the Wright brothers, Africans were flying anyway in Africa, well before the Wright brothers, and employing exactly what Denmark suggests. Already happening out there already, and that's what happened in Africa actually before the Wright brothers. Okay, so
They want to suppress that, Jen.
I know.
They're just mad because their globe scholars were doing alchemy but didn't know how to fly.
The processors that were in the iPhone 4 and iPhones was invented by a black woman, by the way. Black woman. That surprised me. Black African American woman. Yeah. Traffic light systems, originally invented by the black guy. The coupling that links train carriages to get together, invented by Mr. McCoy. Okay, black guy. Blood transfusion, invented by the black guy. Unfortunately, he died because of the racism in the United States. When he had an accident and he needed a blood transfusion, they didn't help him. So the inventor of the system died because people didn't want to help. True story. Yes, black inventors have done many things that you're using today.
Big styrofoam cubes across the 11-mile lake, Jen. 20 foot by 15 foot or 50 foot by 50 foot, 20 foot by 20, however you want to do it. Stack them all the way across. Should be 527 feet of drop. Tell them about it. That's my idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It'll sort out the men from the boys.
Looking for the stair step, 527 feet.
Here we are. Show you some black inventors of modern times. Things you didn't know that I have in my library. Yeah, if you look in the chat, Denmark, you'll see that I posted 2 videos of black inventors. Yeah, you see, they're very good. Well, the Mercator map is all wrong anyway. We don't use the Mercator map.
Oh, which map do you use?
Well, you know what map we're using. The map that gets us from Pearl Harbor to Hawaii. Sorry, from Japan to Hawaii. That map. That map that I used to get there several times. That map.
You
That map
you
that
can
got
see.
me there. You know that
You can
map?
see.
Flat
You see on
Earth
the
map.
map.
Yeah. It was a
So
flat
the
map.
flat Earth map.
Wasn't the
Flat
globe?
Earth
It
map.
wasn't the Mercator
No,
route. Wasn't the
so the
Mercator
Mercator.
map.
Mercator
GSDS
map is
map.
flat.
American flat map. That's what
Mercator
it
map is
was.
flat. Yeah, Mercator
That's
map
it.
is flat
That's
too.
it. That's the one.
Yeah, the Mercator map is
Glad,
flat
I'm
too.
glad you're paying attention
Yeah,
that Pearl
so
Harbor
is the
did prove
Mercator
flat
map is
Earth.
flat.
Pearl Harbor
Oh,
does prove
actually
flat
it
Earth
didn't.
anyway.
No, it
Anyway,
doesn't.
Pearl Harbor does
It
prove
doesn't.
flat Earth
No,
anyway.
it actually
And
doesn't.
Pearl Harbor
Because
also
you have to
highlighted
go. I mean, you
how
have to
dumb
travel
and
all the way
fucked up the
through. You have to
Americans
go all the
are.
way through
They
Japan
would
and
allow
Africa, all the way
Roosevelt
around.
to sacrifice
You
3,000
can't do that. I mean,
military and
how could the
civilian
airplanes?
personnel just
How
to go
could
to
the
war.
airplanes fly that far? They have to go
Shameful.
all the way past Africa, all the way around
Shameful.
the Cape.
Shameful. No, they didn't
All
have
the
to
way.
do any of that. They didn't have to do
What
any of that.
they
That's not
Pac-Man?
how it works. It's
They
not how it
Pac-Man
works.
then.
The data map is not the map.
Oh, what is the map then, Jen? What is the flat Earth map? And crickets from Jen.
Nowhere near Africa.
So what is the flat Earth map?
Well, I'm looking at my Gleason's map.
Oh,
Perfectly
Gleason's. You
correct
mean
as it is.
the Gleason's, the
Lovely.
AE map, that the
That's
final.
the map I'm talking
Yeah,
about. The azimuthal
the
equidistant map done by
yeah,
Gleason.
aqueduct.
Works beautifully.
And the
When you
one
look
that
at the
Gleason's,
distance from
the one that
Japan
Gleason,
to
the one
Hawaii,
that
it's a
Gleason,
straight
the
line.
one
Doesn't
that
go anywhere near
Gleason's,
Africa.
the
If I want to go from
one,
Los Angeles, it's a
the
straight line
one that
going past Alaska
Gleason said,
and California, Los
the
Angeles.
one. I'm gonna get a sentence out, Jen. If
Beautiful.
you're gonna stop
Yeah,
interrupting me, I'm gonna have a fucking sentence out.
fantastic.
You interrupt
And if
me
I
the
want
whole
to go
time I
to
try to
London,
get a sentence
it's a
out.
straight
I try to get
across
out a single sentence,
Scandinavia,
Jen.
straight
A
line to
single
London.
fucking sentence, Jen,
Perfect.
and you block me. You fundy mute me because you know you're wrong. What? So
I
you mean
don't have to
the
fund it
Gleason's
you.
map?
I
The
don't even
Gleason's map.
acknowledge you.
The
Who the
Gleason's
fuck
map.
are you?
The
You're
Gleason's
lumpus
map.
kid is
The
who you are.
Gleason's map.
And
The
generally, you avoid
Gleason's
shit.
map. The
You don't get it on
Gleason's
your
map.
shoes or
The
your clothes
Gleason's map.
or
I'm going to get
anywhere
out a
near.
single
I don't even
sentence,
know who
Jen.
you are, mate.
I'm going to get out a
I
single
don't even
sentence, Jen.
acknowledge you,
I'm
Nesta.
going to get out a
Still
single
come.
sentence, Jen. A single fucking sentence, Jen. I'm going to get it out without even being interrupted. You
I'm
mean
not here now.
the Gleason's,
I'm going to
the
get some
Gleason's,
drinking water now, by
God
the way.
damn it, Jen. I'm going
I'm
to get
not
out a
even
single
here now.
fucking sentence.
I'm on my
I'm going
way
to get
to
out
get
of you
some
get you
drinking
know, I'm
water.
tired of you over
Good
talking
luck
me. I'm
here.
tired of you
Good luck
funny
here,
muting me,
mate. Yeah,
Jen.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just as big a
You're
jerk
talking
as you
shit.
are.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
I'll just
Good luck.
fucking overtalk you so that
Yeah,
the Gleason's map that even Gleason says is a projection of the globe. You want to see that Gleason knows it wasn't a projection of the globe? He says so when on the top of the map, if you look.
I do like those people trying to like reverse engineer flat Earth using sun angles. It's just marvelous to just.
I don't know why he thinks that Pearl Harbor proves the flat Earth.
I mean, you can do conspiracies on a globe Earth. I mean, you can still put out fake news on a globe Earth. I mean, you can still have an Illuminati on a globe. Like, all of these JFK shooting, that can happen on a globe. I mean, whether the conspiracy is true or not is another thing, but
Oh my God, the thing he posted is from Flat Earth Banjo, one of the dumbest of the dumb. Well, actually, not as dumb as Jin. So
Is he in like Argentina or something like that in the southern hemisphere, like Flatzoid is?
who? Jin?
Banjo.
I'm not sure. I think so.
Because I watched one video of some Australian believing in flat Earth, and he's talking about, the Southern Cross and this, that, and the other. And I go, wait, if you're underneath the sky and the stars are always above the ground, how come you don't see Polaris at night?
Right.
And
Right,
just a whole bunch
southern,
of like excuses. Like,
southern hemisphere flirts are the dumbest of the dumb. I mean, they can go outside and see that what they are told by the flirt daddies is wrong, but
yeah.
they tend to
Well,
ignore it.
it's even worse if you actually lived in South Australia, because the borders north to south converge via the latitude on the ground. That's like, you can say the word graticule all you like, but
Australia's squished in too long east-west and not long enough north-south.
well, that's the thing about these projections, is they would stretch the distances east to west, significantly so. And it's probably the worst for Admonson Scott Research Base, which it encloses almost all of Earth.
So there you go. Have you finished now, Sam? You come off of that buzz you got? Okay.
Yeah,
good.
you're posting Banjo, who's almost as dumb as you are.
No, you're dumb. See, nothing but insults.
I don't
from a
post
dumb,
Banjo.
fucking dumb American.
I don't post Banjo.
You're a dumb American. You're a dumb, toxic maggot of an American who's
I
got
don't
nothing
post
going for
Banjo.
him, just a shit cunt on
Yeah,
society.
I'm not dumb enough.
Tampon.
I'm not dumb enough to think that
You're
Banjo is smart.
You're a used tampon on society. That's all
It
you are.
says the guy who's
one
posting
used
Banjo
tampon. A stain on
saying
humanity.
saying the guy that posts shit from Flat Earth Banjo.
Humanity that
Says
you
the
just wash down
malnourished
in the
African.
gutter.
Yes,
You toxic maggots, you.
Says the black guy who hates the
Toxic
country of his
maggot.
birth, the country of his
Toxic
heritage,
maggot.
and is in a third country where they
Toxic
really don't
maggot.
like him, but they're too polite to tell him
What a
he's a fucking idiot.
What a toxic maggot
No, he lives in
is.
Japan where they're
Hasn't got a
polite,
clue.
and they won't tell him to his face
Lovely.
that he's an idiot.
What a nice
But
life we
behind
have.
his back, they certainly say it.
Mm.
And he's dumb enough to think that
Dirty
Flat Earth
wistful thinking
Banjo
on his
knows
part.
shit.
Mm. I'm having such a nice time. They're giving me iPhones as presents, ladies and gentlemen. Such a nice time I'm having.
Oh my God, he thinks that they flew from Japan to Hawaii. What an idiot. The airplanes did not fly from Japan to Hawaii. Those airplanes had nowhere near the fucking range. He's too fucking stupid to realize that.
Pearl Harbor proves flat Earth.
Incorrect again. And they certainly didn't fly there, as Flat Earth Banjo's saying. Oh my God, this guy is dumber than dumb.
They certainly did fly.
Not from Japan.
They flew. The ships left Japan with the planes on them.
I know that's
then,
not what Banjo says. He's got a little animation of a zero flying from Japan to Hawaii. Then he's gonna go into more flights, and he doesn't understand. Hawaii would have rotated fast. Hawaii would have rotated faster than the old World War II airplane.
Yes,
that's
NASA.
dumber than
Meanwhile,
that's dumber
back at
than
the rocks,
dirt.
no spin.
That's
no
dumber than
curvature,
fucking dirt. My God.
Pressure without a container. So
Oh look, and he shows another one. Here's another one of an airplane flying across the. Oh my God, this is dumber than dumb. He's got pictures of airplanes taking off from carriers, but he thinks that the airplanes, the Zeros, flew from Japan to Hawaii. He thinks that because they were so slow that the spin of the Earth would have spun them backwards. That's dumber than
That's
dumb.
exactly what did happen, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that's exactly what didn't happen. You idiot! They were taken there. They were taken within like 100 miles of Japan by ships. They didn't fly there like Flat Earth Banjo thinks. You posted this without looking at it, didn't you? You just saw the title and posted it, not realizing how fucking stupid he is.
I've watched it so many times.
Then why did you post it?
Oh, because it's a very good one.
No, because it's wrong. The airplanes didn't fly from Japan. There it is. He's got pictures right now of the airplane. He's got pictures right now of the airplane. 2 minutes and 43 seconds in. He's got a diagram of the Zeros flying from Hawaii, Japan to Hawaii in 19 hours, saying that they couldn't be able to fly there because the globe was spinning and they would have flown backwards. That's dumber than dumb. That is so fucking dumb. It's wrong. It's dumb on like 3 levels dumb.
That's why your model is dumb.
They confuse 15 degrees per hour with like 1,030 miles per hour.
He thinks that if you're like on a I don't know, train or a plane or something, and you jump up, that you'll hit the back of the train. That's dumb.
No, nobody thinks
yes.
that. No.
Well, that's the same thing here. It's the same thing as airplanes flying backwards because the Earth is rotating under them.
You're inside the train, ladies and gentlemen. You're
inside
the
Earth.
Of the train.
You're inside the atmosphere.
No, we're not inside the Earth.
You're moron. You are dumber than dumb. You are dumber than dumb.
You spastic, mentally retarded.
Dumb. Dumb. You are fucking. You are dumb. If you posted this, you said you watched it. Oh, turn right now. 2 minutes and 50 seconds and watch him show the airplanes flying backwards with a projected flight time of 19 hours and 40 minutes. That's dumb.
The main crux of that video is to show you that if the Earth was rotating and an aircraft was trying to reach Pearl Harbor, it wouldn't reach it due to the spin of the Earth.
No, it wouldn't. You're right. It wouldn't reach it because those zeros didn't have the range. The Zeros would have splashed in the ocean because they didn't have the range. They did not fly from Japan to Hawaii, you fucking idiot. You are the dumbest of the dumb. You should leave right now. You should leave right now with your head between your legs, embarrassed, totally embarrassed that you posted such shit. You posted the dumbest thing you have posted here yet, Jin. The airplanes did not fly from Japan to Hawaii. The airplanes did not fly from Japan to Hawaii. The airplanes did not fly from Japan to Hawaii. You posted a lie, Jin. You posted a lie. It is wrong historically. It is wrong physically. It is wrong scientifically. It is totally wrong. You are the dumbest dumb. You should get the fuck out now, like my name says. Get the fuck out, Jen. Just get the fuck out and we can get a little bit without totally fucking humiliating yourself. You are the dumbest dumb. You are so fucking stupid, it's not even funny.
Not at the speed they could
funny thing about conservation of momentum. When you think of an Earth going at
how ridiculous Roosevelt was for
sacrificing you think of Earth like a convertible, and you throw your hat out of the convertible, and the wind magically catches the hat.
I'm sorry, Jen's talking. Hold on a second. I gotta turn fucking Jen down because he's fucking dumb.
Could you have too powerful for you, mate?
No, you're dumb. You're totally dumb. You are. This thing is so wrong, Jen. This is the dumbest thing you've posted. It's one of the dumbest things Banjo posted. You reposted it, not realizing how fucking stupid it was. You moron.
I've been
moron. Dumb. Go to 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
You lose.
And
I don't have to go to 2 minutes. I know
no, you don't have to because you realize it's fucking stupid. You are the dumbest of the dumb. No, it's totally stupid. They didn't fly from Japan to Hawaii. They did not fly from Japan to Hawaii. They did not fly from Japan to Hawaii. And even if they did, they wouldn't have the fucking range to do so. They couldn't, they didn't have the range to fly that far. They were fighter airplanes. The range of a
Where
zero, I
pilot
don't remember. Let me look
air
it up here so
pressure,
I can
and
overtalk
you
you
need
for a
a
while.
container for that.
Zero
And Earth
range.
Ball doesn't have a container.
Japanese.
No container for the 14.7
Japanese.
psi. You see, ladies and gentlemen,
Japanese
this is what's been
zero.
highlighted by
Zero.
Madam Ranger, is that
ZERO
the Earth
range.
is spinning. The aircrafts of the time would never have made it to Pearl Harbor.
That's
Pearl Harbor would
right.
have been
They wouldn't have made it
spinning
because
away.
they didn't have the
They
range.
would have run out
They
of
couldn't
fuel.
fly that far. You moron.
They would have to have turned back. They would need to turn back.
Because they couldn't fly that far. Japan to Hawaii is a long ways. I've flown it. I've flown that.
Yeah.
It's a long ways. It's definitely not something you can do in a fucking zero.
You see, now NASA's a liar. He's not a pilot because he thinks
I'm
he's flying
totally a
over
pilot. You lying sack of shit.
He's not a pilot because the in-flight telemetry.
You don't understand in-flight telemetry data.
You're following
You don't know.
Oh my God! Is he going over that piece of shit again?
Yeah, it's the pitch data because
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't understand how pitch that is. Oh,
yeah,
so it's he says a 19-hour flight in the zero. Could you imagine a 19-hour flight in a plane that had enough fuel for like 4 hours? I think they would have splashed in the ocean.
I think like the mass alone of that much fuel would be this huge, massive tank underneath the zero.
It'd crazy.
Be like a Kawasaki with a fuel tanker attached to it.
Let's see. The zeros had range of it's longer than I thought they were. 2,000 miles. But even then, the distance from distance from Tokyo to Honolulu. $3,080, so about half the range. They could have gotten about halfway. It's 3,800, called 3,900 miles. And the zero had the range of 19 miles. So almost halfway. They could have made it halfway, Jen. That's farther than I thought they would. Oh, and then he keeps on going. Now he's going to go into modern airplanes and talk about how they can. Nobody can fly eastward because it rotates faster. So he seems to think that if you would jump straight up, that you would land like 9 feet to the left because the Earth rotates onto you or some such bullshit.
Is it?
That's how fucking stupid this is, Jen. That's how fucking stupid this is, Jen. Oh, he left. Good. Sorry about that.
That's the kind of cool thing about like these satellites at Lagrange points. Once you have that like external reference frame view and you watch that sort of time lapse of like basically Earth rotating from East Australia to West Australia over that 15 degrees per hour, you go, well, it makes sense because if you put like a laser beam on from the camera's position to the dirt, the Earth would rotate that certain many kilometers per hour. But like it, when people think of like a car or a plane going 1,030 miles per hour, they think of the air flying past it. And that's the awkward thing with the atmosphere. It's reasonably kept up with momentum because of friction, and well, space doesn't have air in it that would blow the atmosphere past you with 1,030 kilometer per hour winds.
Space is supposed to have hydrogen and gas and stuff in it. That's where that gas goes, ain't
Oh
it?
God, Jen leaves and Damox shows up.
So stuff doesn't go up there. There's nothing up there. Now there's no gas up there. That's weird.
There's small amounts of hydrogen and helium. It's called the geocorona. It's quite impressive, actually, that they can figure this out.
So when Michael Jordan did that famous dunk from the free throw line and having a hang time of almost a second, according to Jin, he would have landed at the equator 146 feet to the left. Oh, wait a minute. That's 1466 feet to the left. That's a quarter mile. You should be able to jump a quarter mile at the equator.
Well, if he jumped at the North or South Pole, he would have
He would land
just
back
jumped normally, because that's zero.
Mhm.
It's always the equator speed, never anywhere else.
So the average person can only jump for a half a second. So that means that you would only be at the equator. You would only be 733 feet. So that's only an eighth of a mile. We can talk in this. We can talk in. Let's talk in kilometers.
Ah, just go for nautical miles. Which basically requires a circular equator, regardless. And just divide it up. I'm trying to figure out if there's any conspiracy that I think might have any validity.
Let's see, 1670 kilometers per hour.
Yeah. So
1670 kilometers per hour is 463 meters per second. So in a half-time jump of a normal person would be 230. It's called 230 meters.
yeah.
So at the equator, you could jump up and land 230 meters to the east, right to the east. 14 east. No, you land to the west.
I wonder how just like Usain Bolt would be able to do, because there's gaps between his footsteps where he's off the ground temporarily, and
he should be running sideways, huh?
He if he was running eastwards or westwards, he could be the Flash or a snail, depending.
Right, depending which way.
Actually, we could use the power of Usain Bolt's footwork to slow the rotation of Earth down.
I was reading that the longest jump, let's see, this was the average jump. The average person can jump for about a little bit more than half a second. Michael Jordan's famous shot was almost a second. So the longest time was done by Dexter Crutchfield at 1.8 seconds. This is faster than 1.5 seconds. So that's a long time. In 1.8 seconds, you would be able to go 1.8 times. Okay, hold on a second.
But yeah, you look at any of
1.8
those
times.
long jump records, and we'll acknowledge the skin color for Jin.
So at 1.8 seconds at the equator, 463 would be 833 meters. That's almost a freaking kilometer. And that's a whole lot longer than and that's just jumping straight up. You're not even trying to jump forward. I mean, to win the long jump, you just have to jump as high as you could straight up, because then the Earth, assuming that, if the field, I guess they would have to set the field east-west and jump in the correct direction. Because if they did the other way, you'd like jump, a quarter mile behind, a kilometer behind where you started. So you'd have a negative jump.
That's the issue of thinking of Earth is basically a power drill. Spinning in a bucket of paint or something.
Could you imagine jumping up and landing almost a kilometer, 833 meters to the west, as the Earth rotated underneath you, for just jumping up? That's not even like throwing a baseball or cricket ball. How do you play cricket like that?
Oh, mate. Yeah, I can just see we're going to align all our baseball fields. I don't think it would matter what orientation it would be, because You try and throw it forward, and the baseball should like go forward about 2 feet and then backwards another 200 feet.
Yeah, the physics the physics of baseball would be really interesting if this happened. You'd have to like aim the pitcher would have to aim like, you know, west, so they would rotate in the half second it took to pitch.
Hmm.
Now the amazing thing is they do account for this when they start firing artillery and stuff.
Mm. Yeah, it's like you'd have to kind of lead the shot for where it's going to land later.
But not this bad. I mean, if this was true, if something would leave the Earth and immediately, if the conservation momentum wasn't a thing, physics would be really weird.
Oh, yeah, it'd be like a daily occurrence because humans would have been brought up in that environment. And
I guess. But can you imagine trying to play baseball to pitch the ball,
oh,
or then to hit the ball?
the recoil on the impact of hitting that thing. Ding! And if
We'll try that thought. Once was playing a thought experiment, what would happen if we could actually feel the Earth rotate? We don't have to lean to the east, you know. We'd all be dizzy all the time.
well, yeah. Well, that's why I like using terms like revolutions per minute. And there's a couple of restaurants that'll like rotate once every, like, say, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people notice, some people don't. But one rotation every 24 hours? We're just fortunate enough to have a sun that, like, reminds us, oh, by the way, you rotated once. Don't think
So
life.
according to the
really-
web, these things rotate at 1 revolution an hour.
Yes,
That's the average.
some are faster,
Some are
some are slower.
1.5, yeah, some are 72, 80, 90. But the average is 1 per hour.
Mm. Yeah, that's when you begin to notice it. It's like once every 2 hours, yeah, you might catch yourself looking out the window halfway through the mill, and go, "Oh, that's a different building." But like once now, that's when I think more people would go, like, I'm currently I'm feeling stuff. I did see a really cool architecture design of this guy who had a rotating house, and he figured out how to get his
Right, how to get water and all that in. Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty cool. I wanted to see the fitting at the rotating point. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, he had what was it, slip rings and stuff like that?
Yeah, slip rings and
Very
O-rings
cool.
and stuff. Well, there's more of them than I thought there are.
It's like I've only heard a couple of things about the full coils pendulum, but to realize how many they've built around the world.
Yeah, there's a lot, especially in the United States. There's a lot.
And like even an amateur can attempt to do it. As, you know, reduce the wind, reduce other things. Bucket of concrete. They even tried in Antarctica, you know.
They did Antarctica.
Yeah. And it's just really sensitive to like motion, like any highly calibrated experiment. Even Michelson and Morley, when they were doing stuff, they could detect like jogging from the pavement 50 yards away. It's like, oh, we can't use these results because they're being contaminated. It's like, that's some sense. It's no wonder we try to evacuate the chambers from most of the air and put it on shock absorbers and take it to like negative 200 Fahrenheit or lower. So all these things are ever so slightly affecting our results, so we try to isolate them as best we can, but then you have those people trying to produce water at its triple point, and you're watching this experiment just go freeze, steam, normal water.
I saw one of those. A guy brought one in and tried to do it. Only he tried to do it in Colorado, and I think the pressure was because of the atmospheric pressure being so much lower in Denver that he wasn't able to get the result he wanted because he said it was the first time that the experiment ever failed, but he'd never tried to do it that high before.
Mm.
Anyway, well, I got some work to do. I gotta go. Be good.
Yeah, likewise. You alive and well, Boomer? Or are you just creaking around?
No, just well, because I've been flu this week. Your sleep cycles get out of whack, as you probably know. You stay in bed all day, and you'll wake up at like 6:37 in the evening. Oh fuck! Okay, so I'll just stay awake now, will I? Yeah. Hence, you end up awake at 3:30 a.m. and you what do you call it? Circadian rhythms are out of whack. What about you? Why are you up this wonderful hour?
I went to bed at about 4:00 in the afternoon after work on the Friday, and I went, yeah, that'll do. I was
just
gonna
have a quick nap.
A quick nap turned into a long sleep. Yeah. I was going to do something for my sister's birthday, but she was feeling really crook, and unfortunately we'll have to delay that little thing, but that's okay. She's looking forward to what I'm planning for her, so that's at least something.
There's a really shit nasty flu getting around.
Yeah.
There's a shit nasty flu getting around, man. Like, wear a mask and hand sanitizer wherever you go. Because when you get it, it hits you, then you think it's gone away, so you don't do any more than it hits you.
Boom.
It's really hard on your throat.
Roboting, sorry.
Lungs, you're coughing up shit. It's terrible.
Yeah, like flus and stuff like that. They just wreck you. It sucks. And all it takes is like somebody to like not wash their hands or something, and you've got it too. It's like I've got a pretty good immune system, so I'm usually okay. But once in a blue moon, it's just like, nah, I got that man flu, and I'm just like, nah, giving up on life almost. But I don't. I get through it.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I wanted to watch that video linked by Earth is Life. I think it's just funny that when you're in Antarctica and your breath isn't showing, something in your mind says, I've got to prove it's cold, so I'll use my vape and I'll have that breath effect that people associate with coldness. It reminds me of like that sort of cinema trick where they had like a little cage of dry ice and they'd breathe past that to emulate. For someone with 160 IQ, I thought they would have understood humidity a bit better. But I copy you loud and clear now, Boo.
What are you talking about? Who's got 160 IQ?
Allegedly Witsit.
Oh, yeah. You want to know an interesting fact? Anyone who says I have an IQ of has never done the test. Okay, it's just a total fucking lie. You say to them, where did you get the test and who evaluated you? What study did you, by what scale? They go, what? Like they can't answer it.
Yeah, there's several kinds of intelligent quota things, and I think with enough practice, you could just become good at IQ tests.
Good call. But there's all different scales. Ask them on what scale. They don't know. They just think IQ, 150, I'll just make up a number to go near it.
And I think there's a subtle difference between like being able to recall and remember things up. It's like he's got a mind archive that his mental fingers can pluck out information. A bit like Jin, where he'll mention names and numbers and stuff like that. But logical reasoning is like a whole different thing of like being able to just sift through your mental archive. I wouldn't mind like learning how to get that sort of mental archive because like you sure can rattle off a lot of words and names and numbers.
Talking about Jin?
But yeah, and Witsit, like it's a
Jin's
similar thing where there's a lot of either he's got a Google spreadsheet or he's beside him in his script, or he's like committed the conspiracy to memory after like being in the scene for like 5+ years. So it's.
Have you ever heard Nathan Oakley give it to Witsit when he was on the way up, when Witsit was newer in the scene, and Witsit came in saying something, and Oakley kept on saying, gas go down, go boom boom. Does that ring a bell at all or not?
Yeah, gas goes up, goes boom boom was a reference to helium balloons, or is it other things, something else?
No. I'm not talking about an overall. The actual time where Witsit was in the chat trying to bamboozle, baffle him with bullshit, which is what he does. Oakley hit him back with the quote of, "Oh, so gas go down, go boom, boom, does it?" Belittling him like a little child. Do you know what I mean? Like Witcher was trying to explain helium going up or down or whatever, and the way he belittled him, it was kind of like the old lion, king of the pride, and the young lion, or the old fucking wolf and the young wolf. And you could hear Witcher's voice be shattered because he just wasn't good enough at the fucking bullshit that all flat earthers need to be able to be good at. And it was just, you could hear Witcher, no, you're not good enough. You are actually not good enough at being a fucking grifter liar. Oakley is still better. And to this day, Oakley still is a better grifter and liar than Witcher is.
Yeah, it's the confidence at which you say the particular, like, mental archive of, like, oh yeah. But it's kind of like, if like, I'm probably going to go to, like, one of these geodetic surveyors. Like, you can phone them up and see what they do in person. And it's the same with amateur astronomy. It's like you make a phone call, you go out to the outback or something. People have got like 10 of these different machines. You have a look through all of them, and yeah, it's like if it didn't work, like even amateurs can do it. Like, and they're just keen, and they don't maybe care about the flat Earth, globe Earth debate. It's just like, this is something cool you can do in reality, and reality will just reveal itself. So that's what I.
If you were to say to someone here in Australia, look, I will meet you at such as, ring up a university, and they can book your time on certain telescopes. It's much easier nowadays. 20 years ago, mate, no hope. You had to book 2 to 3 years ahead just to go out and look at a specific part of the sky. But now there's so many sites that you can do it. Make it so they've got to do some work, and they just shit themselves. And they just make up excuses and obfuscate, like the way they did to get out of the final experiment. And it becomes a bit of a, you see through it. You see it's just a grift and a con and whatever.
Well, yeah, somebody mentioned, like, after like years of like saying, oh, this, that, and the other's impossible in Antarctica, you can't go there. With the whole notion of do your own research, it took basically someone with $150,000 to go, right, if you won't go, I'll pay you to go. And they're like, oh, okay, finally, we'll send 4 of our worst to go there.
Well, no, but Witchett and Jiren did try some little tricks to avoid it. And then there's this rotten little piece of fucking work called New Moon, who's, put it this way, he could work, he's the sort of person who'd work in a call centre and think he's ripping off citizens for their life savings is a good thing. And he's entitled to do it.
The false promise of, oh yeah, I'll totally pay for somebody to go, and then
the golden ticket.
Yeah,
the New Moon guy who put up the golden ticket ends up being fraud. And he went, ha, I got you. But the rest of the community rallied together, did a GoFundMe, and what's her name? Elizabeth still got to go. Fuck you, New Moon. You tried a scam, and it actually backfired so badly on you that you look like an even bigger fucking idiot than you are. And that boggles the mind.
It's kind of like, isn't the whole point of being part of the true movement to have integrity? To like promise to pay something and then go, haha, I lied and you believed it. It's like, it doesn't matter if you lied and some people believed it. Like, we can still actually go there on like 2 or 3 hops on a plane, or several planes actually. But
well, New Moon said he wanted to see a copy. Could someone put up their university degree? I think it was Yinnigan's he asked. But he did this over in Triple M server. He said, can you put up a copy of your degree? And Yinnigan said no. And he said, I just want to have a look at what one looks like. What, you want me to put up a picture so you can use it as a forgery. Well, you don't really need the actual degree. You just need the piece of paper to say it because I want to get my sister a job. And I said, hey, excuse me, dude, you're undermining the integrity of all training organisations by saying we don't know what they're doing. I'm personally a mechanic and I've been trained through the proper courses. And I resent what you are doing by just saying, all you need is your name on a bit of paper. And he said, we're just as good. And I said, well, if you were, why would you need to be a paper?
Reminds me of Flat Earth University with Professor Alonso. It's just like,
if you're just as good as I am,
robots back.
am
That's
I?
okay.
No.
It clears up. It clears up.
Yeah, it catches up. I know.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was funny to sort of straw man the whole university system by going, hi, I've got a building, I'm going to call it Flat Earth University, and by the way, I'm going to promote myself artificially to professor. It's like, I don't think that's how it happens. Like, I think actually becoming a professor's like not easy. Like, I kind of liken peer review to like Discord, where you have to sort of present your opinion against people who will try and prove you wrong. And they will see like the flaws in your method and get you to try again, because these, and like, peer review could be seen as a bit of nepotism, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. Like, you're just dealing with a whole bunch of smart people just double checking that they haven't done it wrong, and they'll continue to do that.
Well, yeah, it's about stopping snake oil. Like my baldness cure. Well, okay, here's a bald head. Show us how it works. Oh, well, no, I'll do it my way. Well, why? We have the thing called the Australian Skeptic Society, and there's an American one too. Ours, I think it's a check for $500,000. So if you can divine water, make something levitate, do something that is paranormal or supernatural. If you can do something, there's a check for $500,000 there. So if you can make something levitate, but they will set the circumstances for which you get the $500,000. And actually, that Shoebill just turned up. And I think Shoebill told me there's an American one where it's $1 million or $2 million. And it's probably the American Skeptic Society. All you've got to do is, I don't know, bend a spoon like Urigola, or fucking divine water under their circumstances. No one's claimed it. So, bingo, there you go. Like, it's all fucking snake oil. And I understand the old grifter.
I do remember one particular US TV show, and this guy was like really hyper skeptical about these mind readers, and he said, all right, here's a tray of like 7 brass cups. Tell me which one has the diamond ring inside it. And there was genuinely one in there, but it was just guess. It was just a guess at the end of the day, and he was very reluctant to even choose. And you could kind of like see the grift break down live of like,
yeah.
But like, I think a lot of these experiments that people are doubtful of, they are, some are within a normal person's like ability to replicate.
But I could show you how to beat 7 people in chess, running 7 simultaneous games of chess. You actually arrange it in such a way that, and this is with chess champions and novices, but you arrange it so there are 6 people. Of the 6 people, you play them against each other, and you play one person. So the best results you're going to get is you're either going to win and lose or draws. So as long as you play, I don't know, contestants 1, 2, 3, and 4 against contestants 6, 7, and 8, and you play number 5, who you pick as the worst player, as long as you beat that worst player, the other 3 will always be an even result. So you can win.
Right. So yeah, if you had 4 games, you'd pick 1 and 4 against 2 and 3, and you'd basically be using the same moves as player 1 did against player 3. That's funny.
Yeah, so that's it. So, and you're there looking around. So you only ever need to beat the one person, because the other 3 results are always fixed. They're either going to be 3 wins, 3 losses, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 win, 3 losses, or 3 draws, or 2 draws and a win, or 2 draws and a loss, that sort of thing. So the results are fixed. But you don't know that. When you're seeing it happen, you don't realise that's what he's doing. But that's pretty... Anyone could do that. So it's cunning. It's just a mental trick. Sleight of hand.
I do think like different people would make other moves. So I think different configurations would be inevitable with those sort of like 10 chess players against like Magnus Carlsen or something. And so some of the opponents are rated, let's say 1700, and he's high 2000. So I think he has the ability to like look at the current situation of a board and just move on.
Yeah, and he'll move. And they just say he's player 5. Well, I've got him playing across the triangle thing, and he's player 5. So 1, 2, it's player 1. So he's playing player 1. Well, I'm not going to play the next move against him until I've gone over to player 1, done that move, the exact move that Magnus Carlsen just did, and then I'm going to walk around to the other tables, like checking him out, till I'll make it obvious I'm just doing those 2. And then what will happen is that person at table number 1 will do their move, which I will then go back and do to Magnus Carlsen. So you've got to keep it not getting out of sync. So think of it as a circle with 7. The top one is you. That's the one you're going to play. So the one to your left will play the bottom right. The one to your right will play the bottom left, and the 2 in between will play each other. So you don't move one until that one's moved. Then you go over. So you pretend it's you playing, but it's not.
Yeah. I just...
Of course, you don't want them looking around and seeing that the other person across the board is, hang on, there my move's over there. Isn't that funny? He just happens to have exactly the same sequence of moves that I've got in front of me here. So you would get caught eventually.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but have you ever seen how they force the 7 of clubs onto you? That is just such a cool trick, and you're going to have to look it up because I'm not going to tell you to spoil it for you. But
you mean for card play and like forcing the hand? Yeah, it's the dexterity involved is like that's a neat little trick. And you see the magician.
There are different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
But the force is so good. I've heard people using the mentalist force trick with a flat earth pitch. But I've said to them, dude, that is a fucking card trick. Oh, I don't do magic. It doesn't matter that you say you don't. The fact that you just employed a technique used by magicians will be picked up by any of us people who know that technique. Just because you don't know it, and you're saying you don't know it, which is what someone who is caught would say, you have just been caught in a grift. So don't do it. You've got to stop now. It doesn't matter whether you don't do magic or you do. You've got to abandon that principle because it just got called out.
I'm going to have to try this chess thing in person one day because I'm trying to figure out how I can guarantee players 1 and 5 are playing against each other. That still, I think, involves a bit of skill with 7 players to like. I suppose it's just, if you focus just on 3 people, that means you can play against the other 3. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Oh, I think his name's Darren Brown, is it?
Oh, yeah.
I think Darren Brown is his YouTube clip. He's the one that shows you the seven player chess game tournament that you will always win. But there are many what do you call them? Accountant sleights of hands. What's the one where three guys go to get the room, $10 each. So what happens is the one room is $30. So they all kick in $10 and give the hotelier the $30. Now they go up to their room and then the hotelier is looking through and goes, "Oh shit, this is $25. So what I've got to do is give them back some money." So he gives the little busboy 5 $1 notes or coins or whatever, and says, "Go up and give these to the three guys in the room." Now he goes up. Well, how am I going to divide three guys with $5? What I'll do is give them all $1 each and pocket the other $2, and that way my problem's gone. So he pockets the $2, says, "Oh, the public can overcharge you. Here's $1 each," which means they've all paid $9. So 3 9s are 27, right? That's obvious. There's $2 in his pocket. That's 29. Where's the other $1? Yeah. Interesting, isn't it? Do you know where it is?
So I've got 30. I give away 27, keep 3.
Well, the hotelier had 30.
Yeah.
I've got it. It's only 25. So he chops out $5. He then gives that 5 to the busboy. So he goes up and gives $1 away each. Yeah. And so he's got $2 in his pocket that he's kept, and they all got $1 each, which means they paid $9. So 3 9s are 27, plus 2 is 29.
Oh, they all have $11, and he's got.
No, they paid 10. He gave them $1 back.
Oh, okay. So it seems like that. It seems like that bar of chocolate thing where you slice it on an angle and it's like you've got a hidden piece left over.
No, he didn't slice it. No, it's just basic accounting. Where I did the force there, I won't draw it out because it's better. You'll be more relieved if I drew it out, but I'm not going to be like that. What's happened, I just forced the equation on you because the equation is the $25 worth. Hey?
Yeah, the equation seems off because you've given the 25 and then added 3 minus 2 and then did that sleight of hand to go, they've all paid $9, and you go, hang on, there's something afoot here.
But they paid $27.
I'm going to throw some anti-gravity pocket sand in your eyes. It's not going to form a ball before it hits you. It won't form a ball like a teardrop. How come my sand won't form a meniscus?
Hey, dude, how about you just shut the fuck up and let us finish?
My sand isn't forming a teardrop.
Why do you have to do this, dude?
Sand.
You're actually disturbed.
Pocket sand.
Why are you
in your
so
face.
fucking disturbed?
It's not going to be a teardrop of sand by the time it hits you. Too bad gravity can't affect sand.
Seriously, dude, get a fucking job, will you?
Pocket sand for the win, boys. No teardrop sand.
A job for the win. If you had a job, you'd be useful.
In a ball.
You don't get a fucking job.
Dirt doesn't fall in a ball.
So anyway,
it's a really big ball. It's called the moon. That's got plenty of dust on it.
I don't understand how you can be such a fucking idiot. So they say infinite doesn't exist, but infinity exists when it comes to Demok's fucking idiocy. That's an infinite resource. If we could make that energy, we'd solve the world's energy problems, wouldn't we? Anyway, basically, dude, the formula is the $2 in his pocket and the 25 in the till is $27. I forced the hand by saying 3 9s are 27 plus 2. So I actually forced the wrong equation, and that's the way all card sharks do it, and all flat earthers do it because they're dumber. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because what I was going to say is like when you got 3 9s at 27, it's $3 in the busboy's pocket, not 2.
No, it's 2. So you didn't follow it there. It's 2 in his pocket and 25 in the till. That's 27. That's the $27. They all paid $27. 25's in the till, 2 is in the busboy's pocket. But see how I forced it back towards 30 because 30 is the initial thought you're given.
That's right.
The other mind trap, the best mind trap one I love is Paul's mum has a house, a car, and a motorbike, and 3 sisters. Sorry, and Paul's mum has a house, a car, a motorbike, and 3 kids. April, May, and well, who?
That's funny.
April, May, and who was the 3rd kid?
I've forgotten, but I know you want people to say June.
Correct.
That's yeah.
So, April, May, and who else? Let's start again. Paul's mum has a house, a car, and a motorbike, and 3 kids.
Paul, isn't it?
April, May, and Paul. Yeah. I think people go on for 10 minutes on that one. But it's got to be June. April, May, and June. No, start again. Paul's mum has... No. Paul's mum. You yell, Paul's mum. And they still... No.
It's like, I'm my father's brother, and
yeah, those ones.
Who am I? Yeah. No, they're good because it's like you hear those patterns of like April, May, and Paul. It's like, yeah. It like scamming must have been it and it still is, I guess, like an art to just get money off people. Like it comes back to that sort of 3 cards shuffling, and you put them all face down, and with a bit of sleight of hand, none of the cards are the Queen of Spades or something. 3-card Monty.
Well, if there's a legitimate thing about it, but it's usually there's something hidden. Like, what is it with a roulette wheel? The 2 zeros? The green one. Yeah, there's a red and a blue. Well, just adding the green 0 changes the odds astronomically. I don't know why, because you only think whatever it is. I don't know. How many holes are there on a roulette wheel?
That's the edge of the house, and some roulette lanes have 2 greens. One's a single 0 and one's a double 0. So you got your regular 36 numbers, plus the house has a chance to get 2 odds out of 38. So yeah, it's not quite a black and white coin flip because there's a chance that it'll land on the side.
It never is an even flick. There's always going to be something to lead it to the house, yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why they're reducing blackjack, because if you're good enough, you can have a pattern in your head that goes, I haven't seen a 10 in a while. There's a higher chance of it coming up.
No, they've stopped that. Multi-decks. They shuffle 5 decks. So that's how they counter that one. But you're counting cards.
But like with do they shuffle the entire shoe, or do they shuffle one deck then shuffle another and put them side by side. Or they just shuffle the whole 5 decks at once to make the shoe.
I think it's the whole 5. In Texas Hold'em, it can't be. It's got to be different.
That's right. And that's why they did the sort of turn and burn, which is like, oh.
Yeah, I never quite figured what that's about. You do it in blackjack too. When you shuffle, you turn up the first card. Does a 4 burn? You can't burn an ace or any of the 10s. But what else? The others burn. I can never work that out why they do. But you just have to have one to cover the bottom to make sure, it's not dealing from the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
But then it's on a little card carrier now, so you can't see the bottom card anyway. So that's 2 ways of stopping that. Okay.
And then poker becomes about the players, not necessarily the cards. And the whole bluffing game comes into play.
I think it's all bluff, actually.
Yeah. Well, some of these pro poker players are, getting in enough tournaments where they can almost make a living. Like they might earn $1 million in a year and they go, well, that was a good year. But they go around, they put in 20 grand to take out 30, and they're just either good at reading other people or understand when to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, so to speak.
Yeah, well, everybody got tested out on the Texas Hold'em with the internet. And I've got to say, people just come in, unless they're actually paying money, they just do fucking desperate kamikaze runs. They just pretty much keep go all in until you fail. And that's never going to work. At least knowing your probabilities, you are at least playing the game. There's a Star Wars game called Knights of the Old Republic, which has a card game in it called Pazak. And it's like blackjack, except you're getting 20 and your cards are 1 to 10. But you also have an additional side deck of plus 1, 2, 3s, 4s, and plus minus 1s and 2s, and a few extra cards. So if you keep going like blackjack and hit 23, well, if your side deck of 4 cards has a -3, you play that, it makes you 20, so you hit your target. So it's kind of like plus minus is blackjack. It's actually a fucking good game to play. And you play 3 rounds of that, but you run out of your side deck cards, and then you just play against each other. But it's actually a really good, fun game. Yeah, it's like a mini game in Star Wars. Knights of the Old Republic's a really good game too.
That's what you got to do as a card game developer. Just go, hey, George Lucas, I've got this card game. Can you slide it in as a side feature? Go, it's only a couple of megabytes, man. For Zach.
Didn't Gene Roddenberry buy 3-dimensional chess for Star Trek? Thinking, this is going to be the duck guts, and any known chess player says, that's too hard, because I'm a chess boy. And anyone who's not a chess player went, that's too fucking hard, and just didn't. Like, is there still a 3-dimensional chess or not?
I don't know if it's playable, but I've seen the setup. Like, it's pretty bizarre.
Yeah. But then at school we had 3-dimensional tic-tac-toe with cubes, coloured cubes. Yeah, so 3 up, you'd stack 3 up, and that was a good trick. You put one and another one on top, and for some reason I don't notice that 3 up is also a win. Or the diagonal. Yes. That was actually cool, 3-dimensional tic-tac-toe.
And yeah, like you could extend that to Connect 4 instead of like you could have like a grid where you could stack up like in tubes and try and connect 4 even 3-dimensionally.
Yeah, no, that's too much of a head fuck. Connect 4 is a good game. I like that.
Apparently it's solved mathematically that the person who goes first wins.
Really?
Yeah, they
Oh.
crunch the numbers, and if you played it perfectly to like avoid like the other like deliberately strategize to always make sure the other one doesn't connect 4, the final move is a connect 4 for the first player because of
Oh.
how many grid squares there are. In a different grid, it might be different, but let's say it's 7 by 5, 35 grid. Yeah, they just solved it, but it took a while.
Right.
But it was like
Yeah, but
two hypothetically like what's that chess engine, Blue, whatever it was. It was similar to that where they just tried all the possibilities, and yeah, it would be very hard to replicate that game. But if if two people were equally competent, you just go, oh yeah, first move, dead center, and yeah, play it out. It's kind of like tic-tac-toe. It's like if you make the mistake, the other one will pick up on it, and then they will connect 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah, tic-tac-toe, you take the corner, you go first, take a corner, then opposite corner again, and you won. Because they can't block, or they can only stalemate. If you've got 3 corners, they can only have a stalemate.
Yeah,
Unless
that is 99% of the time it's like a stalemate, and if it isn't, somebody goofed up.
Yeah.
And you
What
just
about the dice game, Yahtzee, or Zilch is 6 dice, Yahtzee is 5? Did you ever play that?
Yahtzee. I've played Yahtzee once or twice. I thought it's okay. But I kind of forget how it goes. But
Oh, okay. You roll 6 dice or 5 dice, depending on whether it's Yahtzee or Zilch. Zilch is a German version. It's much older. Someone removed 1 dice. But anyway, 3 of the same number gives you that many 100. So 3 2s is 200, 3 5s is 500.
yeah,
6, hang on. 1 is 1,000, or 1 by itself is 100.
it reminded me of poker because like 5 of a kind or 5 like 6s would be like the best possible outcome or something, or even like a straight like 1 2 3 4 5 6 on the dice.
No, you didn't get it straight. You'd need to get at least 1 score. So it was either a single 1, or a single 5 was 100 or 50, or 3 of any number. And that gave you that many 100. So if you rolled 3 6s, you grab the 6 100 out, and then you could sit on that. Or if you roll the remaining 3 dice, and now your chances of zilching are very high, you'd lose the 600 as well. So your next 3 dice, you've either got to score 3 more in a row, a triple again, which is hard, or at least a 1 or a 5. And you got to choose when to sit. So if you roll 3 1s and get 1,000, you go, yay! But if you roll and then get nothing, like a 2, a 4, and a 4, you'll lose the 1,000.
So yeah, that's what I remember out of Yahtzee. Is like if you rolled like 3 3s, you'd roll the extra 2 dice in the hope to get the Yahtzee. Is that roughly right?
Not really. No, you just got to keep scoring until you sit.
Oh, okay.
If you get a full house, which means you score again, like you could then roll, say you roll 2 2 and a 1, well, you've got 100. So you take the 1 out, so you've got 6, say you've got 1,000, 4 1s in front of you, that's 1,100. You then roll 2 dice, your chances, you can't score 3 if you've only got 2 dice.
Yeah.
So you can only score a 1 or a 5.
My vague recollection of it, because it's been a while, like a particular dice roll was a Yahtzee. And like if you achieve that, you yell it out or something.
Oh, well, that might be a 1 2 3 4 5. That might be the difference. But zilch was just triples or a 1 or a 5. and keep rolling until you decide to set. But it was a fun. Actually, the best dice game was Pass the Pigs because they were actually physical pigs, which landed on different sides, on their feet or on their heads or on their whatever.
Do you referring to Macon Bacon and stuff like that?
Well, it was called Pass the Pigs for me, but who knows? It's probably changed its name.
Yeah,
It's
one
two
of the you roll the pigs, and if they land a certain way, like on their snouts. But if they're touching, you called it Macon Bacon because it looked like they look like they're in a compromising position.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but they had a dot on one side, and if you rolled them and both dots came up, you got a score, or no dots came up, you got a score. But if they were odd, like one of each, then it was nothing. You had to pass the pigs. But it could also, if you landed on their ribs, that was what was it? Oh, there were different names for them. Like a razorback, when two landed on their backs, that was pretty hard to get them to land. Or they'd land on their trotters. That was a trotter or a double trotter. And you get different points for how the pigs landed.
That's right.
Cool. Pass the Pigs was a fucking good game.
It is like a very irregular dice, and if you got like double snouts on the ground, it was pretty good. And I definitely remember Macon Bacon because like it was just like that's a good pun for like pigs caught in a compromising position.
I seem to remember there was one called a leaning jowler. I think if they landed on their ears and their nose. So, like, standing up virtually, that was hard. They were really hard to do. See, before video games, we actually had kind of creative games, didn't we? You had to think outside the box.
I remember some people had that game where they had like a cylinder with random holes and they'd fill it full of sticks and then they drop marbles in the guts and they'd like pull sticks until like the first or the last marble fell.
Kerplunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had Kerplunk, and the different sticks were worth different values. So you loaded it in such a way that as you pulled out the stick, if a marble didn't fall, you keep pulling out sticks until one did. And the next person would go.
I remember somebody having some sort of it's like a variant of the Rubik's Cube, but these were sort of silver tiles connected by fishing wire, and you could fold and unfold them in certain ways and solve the pattern on the one side. And I was like,
I don't remember that.
I'll see if I can find it.
There were some actually clever games as kids, wasn't there? There were Battling Tops. Does that ring a bell?
I found the thing. It was a cousin of Rubik's. So these little tiles were connected by some kind of fishing wire, and the goal was to finish the pattern of the three circles. But
Was that a snake?
No, it was like clear tiles that were connected by fishing wire, and you could sort of fold them into each other and break that pattern apart. And you'd walk into somebody's house and they'd have these tiles, all connected by fishing wire, but the pattern was wrong because they were spending like months trying to fix the pattern, kind of like a unsolved Rubik's cube.
I don't remember that. I do remember there was a snake. There was a Rubik's snake that was like squares, but they also had a triangle on them. They were a 3-dimensional puzzle. My niece has got it, and I was about, I don't know, they were about 10 or 11. And at Christmas, I went, this is apparently the new Rubik's Cube. And I picked it up and started twisting it and basically solved it within about 15 seconds of looking at it and thought, they're just not trying anymore. This is not a difficult puzzle at all. So I wrecked the kids' Christmas for them. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a look at some of the Rubik's snake things. I didn't have access to any of those, but I think one of my aunties had a boyfriend for about 10 years, and he was into like that kind of stuff, and he was a bit of a Trekkie and all this, but yeah, we also were trying to solve this set of square tiles that were connected by fishing wire. You'd fold it up and unfold it, and it'd be a different pattern. I was like, I didn't care about solving the problems. I was more interested in like how they actually made it work. And I always kind of wanted to get one and like cut a bloody fishing wire and see where it went. It's like a topology puzzle, I think you'd call it. Hours of irritation.
Where is everybody? Ain't nobody talking to right now, are they? Anvil, I come in here and you just thinking you're talking to yourself, wasn't you?
Oh no, Boomer was here talking about nostalgic games that were around in the 80s, so I linked a picture to one of the puzzles.
I didn't hear him. I thought you was just talking to yourself. My bad.
Well, my internet's kind of, I've got to let it charge up. The hamsters are a bit slow tonight. Maybe they're cold.
Spray some water on them.
Hey, did you hear they found that backpacker chick out in West Australia? She's been missing for 12 days. I've actually found her alive. Like, after about 3 or 4 days, I thought, she's fucked. They're going to find the body in 6 months' time. But they actually found her today. It's kind of good to hear news like that, because usually when you hear someone's vehicle broken down and they've left the vehicle, you think, well, there you go. There's your problem. Never leave your car. Mosquito bitten and a bit fucking thirsty and whatever, but fucking 12 days in the outback, freezing nights and fucking 30-degree days. Yeah, 12 days. Fucking hell. Always a German backpacker too. Why do German backpackers do it?
Australia's not that big dangerous. I've seen it on Home and Away. It can't be that bad.
Yeah. I get the impression it's like Europe where there's a city every fucking, 50, 80 kilometres. Not fucking the Kimberley, man. Shit. Even the fucking local first Aussies get out of that joint in the middle of summer. That's how fucking remote it is.
I remember posting here one of those road signs that says, no fuel, no food for the next 1,400 kilometres. Get your shit together now.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Most of us locals have never gone into the dead centre because we hear the stories.
You get about a quarter of the way there, and you see like this broken down ute that's like 60 years old, like as if it was coming the other direction from that 1,500 miles, and it didn't make it all the way there. And you go, oh, we better turn back and check if we can actually make it, or let's just go somewhere closer for the holiday, or go on the Great Garn or something. You know, let the train do the work. It's done it before.
Well, actually, where I am, most of the fuel is off at 8 o'clock, except the main cities. You know what I mean? So in Vic, if it's Horsham, Hamilton, or Mildura or Swan Hill, you're okay. But anywhere in between there, and they're all 100, 140k apart, anywhere in between there, mate, no petrol after 8 o'clock. So you don't just keep, yeah, got a quarter of a tank left, I'll get to a servo soon. No, buddy, ain't going to work that way. Fuel up now.
Mm.
But that's a good thing about city folk is when they die, you get their car and whatever stuff they bought. So it works out well.
Yeah. If it's a German backpacker, you only get the backpack.
How is that fucking... Remember Ivan Milat when he got done, the fucking backpacker murderer? And when he was in court, some chicks turned up saying, I've known Ivan for all these years and he's a great bloke, and there's no way he's a serial killer. She was wearing one of the tops that he had taken from one of his victims. And like the dudes in court are saying, she's wearing her fucking clothes. Like, holy shit. Because he used to give away all the stuff. That he all the booty. Yeah, that's a big bit of a whoopsies. She's in court being a character witness.
Well, that's the thing about these. Like, he's a snake oil salesman. He's selling himself as like a really nice bloke, and it's just to lure the victim.
Yeah. Isn't Wolf Creek a great movie? Didn't do anything for tourists, though. Didn't scare them away. What's his name? Mick Taylor. Yeah, g'day, my name's Mick Taylor. Your car's probably going to break down just up the road a little bit because I've sabotaged it. But that's okay, I can fix it for you. Push you up for the night. Bit of local hospitality. We'll go out and do some hunting tomorrow.
What Ivan Milat's motive? He was just like sick in the head, or
just a sick cunt. Yeah, his old man fucking had 12 kids and used to beat them all up. So that's usually the start of it all.
Yeah.
I don't know. He died recently. Is that Slitzy or what?
Ivan Milat's son? I don't know.
No, whoever was making the noise, that must have been you. Sorry, whenever I hear background noise, I always think it's Slitzy because he's just so microphone undisciplined. I call it Mike Lexia.
I often just tap the microphone off and on when I want to say something.
I think it sounds like it's scraping on your lapel. You know, like those lapel mics they have on the news? Sometimes. Anyway, I don't know. It's gone now. The thing with Ivan Milat too is he worked in traffic roadworks, traffic control. So while you're standing there with the lollipop, you'd be looking around thinking, there's a good place to bury a body there. And, oh, that's a nice place. And like, he was not short of anywhere to take a body to. And he was really cruel about it too. This is the thing. He made his victims suffer. Like it was real, I've got control of this situation. I'm not just going to kill you. I'm going to do it slowly so you can see. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty fucking skits.
That I think that was one of the things in Red Dead Redemption. They had like just this nasty piece of work, and it was that control or something. It's bizarre.
The video game, you mean?
Mm.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, we just fucking we're way behind when it comes to murderers. I mean, the states are just, they're the best. Fuck, simply the best when it comes to mass murderers and shit like that.
It's like in Australia, I haven't heard of like a 21 car pile up where it's just like, oh, there's an accident ahead. I might think about braking. Oh, no, I've hit the car. Too late.
They do get extremes on their freeways, though.
Mm.
Like, what is it? Apparently, I think it's the LA. They do these camera sort of things where they just study behaviour. And apparently on the LA freeways, if someone during the peak hour, someone just slows down, 15 miles below the speed limit, that's why I love being in the country. To me, 3 cars is a traffic jam now.
I think I might have to try for a second sleep and see how I go, Boom. Hopefully, whatever you're going through is going to pass and it'll get better.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting back to bed shortly myself now. Just the throat's sore now. I'm awake. It's just a yell. No worries, man. Have a good night. I might do this. Attempt the same.
Yeah, all the best, man.
Show me your plumb bob on the horizon. Do it in a lab.